Hello, Georgetown. I'm Beverly Enos, and this is Spotlight Georgetown. You can find us Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening. This is part of your own cable TV process. If you would like to come and learn how to run the cameras, if you would like to borrow the cameras and do some work for a nonprofit, we'd love to have you do that. If you would like to come and be on the hot seat over here with me, let me know and we'll make that happen for you. It is your station. Now today we're going to be talking to Officer Dennis Sullivan and to Bill Queen, and we're going to be talking about a new program that the Georgetown Police Department is putting together for the town of Georgetown. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, let's see. Bill, you're an intern
Yes.
here with the police department for a while. And Officer Sullivan, how long have you been with the police department?
I was appointed as a part-time reserve approximately 1987, and then I was appointed full-time in 1995 as a full-time police officer.
So that's been a long time. How
Quite a
long
long
have you
time.
lived in town?
When I was appointed full-time, 1995.
Okay, so you moved into town at that time.
Right, correct.
Is there a rule about that? You have to be living in Georgetown to work for the police department in
No,
town?
it's just basically a lot nicer to be close to the job for emergencies and for whatever, and the way the gas mileage is today,
Yeah.
that helps too. So.
Absolutely. Now, Bill, you don't live in Georgetown?
No, I actually commute from Woburn.
Okay. So how long have you been working with the police department?
I've been interning since April of this year. It was actually a little bit before the internship was necessary at Salem State. I just wanted to get a feel for the department.
Okay. Officer, you're also one of the motorcycle officers
Correct.
with the the white bike.
That's yeah, white, partially white, partially it matches the color scheme of the cruiser. So
Now, how much training had to go into doing that and becoming one of the motorcycle officers?
it's a 1-week course, 40-hour course. You have to attend the course and pass it as well.
Did you ride motorcycles before you took the course?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody would bother to decide to become a motorcycle officer unless they like bikes.
Right, but
Just
I
to
think
start with.
I think there's been some that have, but most commonly you're right on that. That's correct.
Okay.
People that have an interest in motorcycles.
All right. Now, an internship program, which college are you going to? And normally there's a period of how many hours you have to work within the department. And can you explain that to us?
Yes, I'm from Salem State University. You have to have 120 hours by the end of the internship to graduate, and I've actually accrued that. The last day was Friday that the internship completed on, and I walked in May, so I've basically completed the degree. I'm hoping to receive it in October. They do have a career center where you can go and get help with setting up a resume, and also for finding an internship location and stuff like that. I actually chose to do it myself. I was looking for a smaller department, one where there was a really nice community policing involved and everything. So when I looked online, I saw Georgetown and I got to interview with the chief. I just found that this was a really good fit for me.
Yeah, it's a nice small town,
It is.
and it's a nice department's not as small as it used to be. We've got a lot more officers now than years ago, but still.
Right.
For each of you, why law enforcement?
Law enforcement was something I wanted to do since I was a child. I was all fascinated by it. I had a neighbor who was a police officer when I grew up in Peabody, and I just don't think there's a better job in the world. It's where you can go to work every day and help somebody and go home that afternoon or that night and realize that you help somebody. I don't think there's been ever a shift that I've worked that I haven't been able to help a person or a citizen of this town. So it's very rewarding.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah, basically the exact same thing, community oriented. I also worked for Ford for a bit and in the automotive industry, but there's not the same job security, and the only other thing I've ever really wanted to do was in law enforcement to help people.
Now, where are you going to apply to work?
Actually, already applied, took the exam, and sent my resume to the Reading Police Department. Hoping to hear back from them anytime now. I'd also be interested in working at Georgetown, at some point. I know they're looking for reserve officers with experience. I don't have experience right now, actually working in the field, so I have to wait and see.
So things
He's
can always
learning.
change.
We may be looking at him. So.
My GPA is a little bit over 3.9, so it's not bad. Graduated with highest honors.
Now, the program that we're talking about is SPOT, Stopping the Potential of Theft.
Correct,
And that's a
yeah.
brand new program in town. And how did that come about?
The situation with that is any day that you turn on the television, the news, or whatever, you automatically just notice right away that the crime is on the uprise, and we figured it'd be a good idea to try to help business people, residents, be more aware of that and be more alert to their surroundings, and we want to help them, give them different ideas on how to go about preventing crime and safety and everything that goes along with that. So.
Now, there are actually two programs. One is for business and one is for residential.
Correct.
And you have flyers for both.
That's correct.
And they'll
yeah.
be down at the police department. So people
Correct.
can go to the PD and pick them up and have all the information. Now, residential, let's do that first. Some of the things it talks about are outside deterrents, and what would those be?
It's basic, but the fly's a little bit more involved. But we'll give you some of the rundowns. If a resident was to go on vacation, for instance, they may want to notify the post office, have their mail withdrawn. The newspapers, the same thing. Make sure the lawn's being mowed. Just different basic. Maybe have a neighbor park a car in the driveway. Maybe leave a radio on in the house so it appears that somebody's there. He also has a rundown bill made. We had to add to that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's different items you can purchase. There's a TV imitator that basically puts the different colors of lights on the wall so it looks like somebody is home.
Really?
Yeah, and if you put that on a timer, you can have it go on and off at different times, so that way it looks like somebody's actually, in the house.
Okay.
Make sure, obviously, all your doors and windows are secured when you're leaving, because sometimes, you're in a rush, you want to get on the airplane, go on vacation, you might leave a back door or something unlocked or a window.
And that's even day to day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, that's day to day too. That's correct.
Yeah.
And lights too, like timers on your lights, have them go off, on at various times. There's also a barking dog box, which is phenomenal. The closer you set this thing, activate this, turn this thing on before you go off for the day, or if you're going to go on vacation, and the closer you get to that box, the closer you approach that box, the louder it gets. So it has the appearance of a barking dog. So that'll be on these on our flies. A big growling dog.
German
right?
Shepherd,
Right.
and the barks become more intense as you get closer. It uses
Right.
radar, so as long as your door isn't metal, there's no metal obstacle in between the door and the person and the unit. It can actually detect how close they are.
wow. One of the other things for just the residents for all the time, and because I read the flyers, obviously, but it says to put in, even if you don't have a dog, to put a dog house out.
Correct. Dog house, a chain, a dog bowl, a name on the dog bowl, whatever. I learned that I think it was on one of those 2020 one night. They were interviewing hardcore former B&E criminals that broke into a lot of houses, and they said that one of the first things they look for is if there's a dog on that premises or not. And if there's a dog house and a chain outside, they automatically figure that dog's most likely in the house. And it doesn't have to be a big dog either. Burglars do not like messing with ankle biters either. It doesn't have to be a big dog. So.
I have a 10-pound
It's just they make
miniature
them.
dachshund.
That'll do the job. Yes.
So that's an
because
ankle biter.
they make a lot of noise too, and they don't want to deal with that. So they.
And dachshunds actually have very loud barks.
I want to say they interviewed. I think it was, like I said, 2020. I want to say they interviewed at least 10 or 12 former criminals that were in prison, and they all basically focused on that same.
Didn't want to
thing,
mess with the dog.
They do not like dogs. So.
Okay.
That's why if somebody can't afford a dog, or if it's an elderly person that doesn't have the time for a dog, the next best thing might be that, dog barking box. So that will help.
Okay.
And in the research, it can be very ornamental for the yard. People put flowers on the side of it, and
Oh, in the
it actually
doghouse,
look really
yeah.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Something
then
like
there's the bushes too, which we researched. You want to keep the bushes away from the windows. You don't want them up above the windows because that's a good hiding place for a criminal to try to enter the house.
When I was building my house, I have relatively low windows.
Right. Right.
And when I went to the nursery to pick out what I had and explain the house to her, she said, "You want this for in front of your windows because it has thorns. It's a cotton Easter and it has thorns. So if anybody's going to try and come in the windows, they're going to get scratched to death.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, and they're
Right.
going to stay away
That's
from the
a good-
windows.
Yeah. I believe that might be in
That
on the
is
flyer.
definitely in
That's
there,
listed
yeah.
on this flyer, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. Yeah. So.
So now, business. What types of things do businesses need to pay attention to?
Basically, a lot of it is employee awareness. Teach the employees what to be aware of, what to look out for. If something was to happen, how to remain calm. Constantly be on the lookout for potential robbers that might be in the area. Suspicious activity, like vehicles in the parking lot, for instance, that are sitting there for quite some time. We're going to be teaching. We've already been out taking photographs with permission of the owners of blind. We refer to them as blind spots in the area, like places that burglars and criminals can hide. So when you're leaving the premises at night, they can just come right up on you and make an attack. Try to get you back in the store. That's for both opening and closing. It's just different various ideas like that to try to get people mindset, for that potential of it. When they're leaving work at night, leave as a group. Before you leave work, have them look out in the parking lot, make sure that, and if anything doesn't look right, call us. That's what they're there for. We're more than happy to give them an escort to their vehicles or what have you. So.
I worked at the fairgrounds for many years, and of course, you have to park wherever is open. And what we would do is, towards the end of the night, a group would go out, and we would all move our cars closer to the front gate.
Right.
And then we'd get an escort to the front
Right,
gate.
right.
So that at 10 o'clock when we close the buildings and it's dead and, it's quiet there, we didn't have to worry. So
Yeah, these are basic little things like park in a lighted area. Always don't just, when you go to hop in your car, just look in the back seat, look under the car. Sometimes go around the outside of the car, take a look on the passenger side, make sure that nobody's hiding there. There's many different. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to say even make sure you have your keys out and ready to go before you get to your car, instead of trying to fumble through a purse or something like that. Like you said, park where it's lighted, but also I know some areas in town, there's a lot of obstacles where if you park in a particular spot that is lighted, there might be bushes in the way. It might be really close to a wooded area, and you want to try to avoid that and park more towards the street as well.
Okay. Are there things that you could buy for businesses as well?
Oh, absolutely. There's camera systems now that have everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, these camera systems now, they really, there's some real high-tech ones that we know of in town that businesses currently have, and they're willing to work with some of the other businesses and help them understand and be willing to show them how these operate, so that they'll help in case of a robbery or whatever.
I have a friend that has one in his house, full camera setup.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, you never know.
Right.
And we have a presentation that was going to be given to basically build upon this, and where the different businesses could come and communicate to each other about different ideas. Like Officer Sullivan was saying about the camera system that one particular place has. It's very elaborate, and if more places could have that, it might save them on insurance costs.
Yeah, they're going to be, taught that too. That it's going to help them with the insurance costs, and it'll help them with help the police possibly locate these suspects and so on. And
We think of a small town like Georgetown as not having crime. And I know we have a police department because we need a police department. But when you think back, I remember when the building supply had a break-in, and Dunkin' Donuts had a break-in.
right,
And
right.
there's a lot more break-ins than people realize that go on in Georgetown.
It's
in homes
everywhere.
and residences.
It's everywhere. It's small towns in New Hampshire and Maine. It's just a lot of times criminals will set into a smaller community, figuring there's less police or less whatever, so they can try to make
And
it a hideout.
people are
Right.
more lax. They leave their doors open.
Right.
They don't lock the
Right.
windows at night.
And there's a lot that are desperate too. They, if they're, if they have any type of situations that they're have addiction problems or whatever, they're going to do whatever they
Yeah.
can to try to
get
try
that
to
money.
get, that's correct, yes. And that's what we've run into. That's when we find out who these people are eventually, because we do catch them, that it's usually a situation where they have addiction problems and they're trying to get a fix or whatever.
Yeah. And you think not in my town.
No,
It's
it's
everywhere.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So the program is SPOT, Stopping the Potential of Theft.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much for working on it for us.
All
Thank
right,
you for
thank
being
you.
here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Sullivan. And if anybody needs some escort getting to and from in and out of your buildings, or if you have a question, and if you have a question as to the program, give the police department a call. Someone will be more than happy to
Yeah,
talk to
if
you.
you just want me to add to that, we are going to have a workshop at the police station that's going to welcome residents and business owners into the police station. Bill is working on that as well, so we're going to be able to, you're working on the computer with that.
And also the witness questionnaire forms too, so if that
Right.
there is a break-in or a theft, that it'll lay out all the different things that you're looking for, any noticeable tattoos or other markings,
Oh, wow.
stuff like that.
What to
Yeah.
look for if something happens.
Yes, just to stay calm, you know, give the criminal whatever they want, and then just get this form as quickly as you can and fill it out.
Right.
While things are
Yeah.
still fresh
Yeah.
in your mind.
We have
Exactly.
PowerPoints. We've been out there at night. We've taken photos of these businesses to try to show them where their weak areas are, where the points of interest might be, where criminals may be focusing on. And so when we bring people in, when they're invited into the workshop, they'll be able to learn these different various
And that will be in the newspaper?
That'll be in the newspaper, or we'll be doing another show with you.
Okay. And it'll probably be on your website as well, on the
Right.
police department
A lot of this is going to
website.
be going on the website. We're going to. No, they will be notified by newspapers. So.
And the flyers
is-
will be available at the,
Yeah, I'd
the
say
police
within a
department.
couple of weeks we're going to have those available at the police station. And we'll have them in our cruisers too, and if somebody approaches us, we will be more than happy to forward one to them. So,
great,
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you both.
you're welcome. Thank you.
SPOT program. So take a look around your house, make sure that you maintain your home so that people don't think that you're not there. And if you're going on vacation, take some notes. I'm Beverly Enos. This is Spotlight Georgetown. Thank you for joining us today. Bye for now.